Hey guys, I just wanted to do a little rant video today about pocket watching, which is something that I've done in the past. I'm not at all like some ethereal being that has never done this before. I used to do this all the time, but I have most definitely tried my best now to stop pocket watching. And in case you don't know what pocket watching is, it's essentially judging other people and criticizing them and paying way too much attention to how other people are spending their money. And the reason I wanted to talk about it with this, or just right now, is because Apex Legends is doing a Final Fantasy VII like promotional crossover event right now, and they have it so you can get the Buster Sword. And this is the first ever in the game, like the first ever melee weapon or heirloom in the game that applies to every single character. Normally, you get an heirloom and it's only for that one character. And these are very expensive typically. If you're lucky enough to get one in a collection event, which is an event specifically for that heirloom, that melee weapon, you're looking to spend anywhere from 100 to like $180, just kind of depending on how much crafting materials you have, how much of the stuff you craft, because you do get crafting materials, which is this currency that allows you to get stuff for free, and you can obviously use that to cut down on the cost of all of these. But this new event, the Final Fantasy VII one, it has the Buster Sword, which, if you know me at all, you know I love one thing: big sword. That's my shit. Always. Doesn't matter what game. If there's a big sword, that's what I'm doing, man. I love big sword. You can't really see too well in the background here. Oh, it's backwards. I got a couple guts and Casca figures and stuff. I love big sword. I love, Berserk, and I'm just a big fan. Okay. So when I saw the Buster Sword, which I love the design of, not the hugest fan of Final Fantasy VII, but I do think that the Buster Sword is probably in like the top three most iconic video game weapons. It's definitely up there. Uh, I knew I had to have it. I had to. So I went ahead and got it. And it was pretty expensive, definitely. And here's the thing: I'm not arguing at all that the prices of any of these items are good or what they should be. I'm not arguing at all that the rollout and how they're doing the event is good or how it should be. I am simply arguing for people to stop pocket watching. Okay. So let me explain a little bit. After I did this on stream. I got the heirloom. In case you're curious how much it costs, I did craft a lot of the stuff, but it ended up costing about $210. And I have been under a barrage of hatred from the Apex community and stuff like that. I'm pretty active in the Apex community. I have like 1600 or 1800 hours in the game. I've been playing it literally since day 1 of season 1, of the game, or actually that was before even season 1, I think. So I've been playing the game a long time. I've been pretty active in the community. I'm pretty active in a lot of the like YouTube channels for Apex, the bigger ones, and yeah, people have just been kind of going to town. It's almost like hunting season or something, like they're hunting down witches and stringing them up and lighting them on fire for anybody that spent money on the event. And it's kind of led to an interesting, at least I think an interesting umbrella topic, which is pocket watching, microtransactions in games, and how people tend to judge others based upon how they're spending their money. Now, here's the thing: I used to do this all the fucking time, to the point where my friends would actually talk to me and they'd be like, "Bro, you need to stop fucking judging people for how they're spending their money." And this was just something that was kind of hard ingrained in me because I grew up very poor. I grew up super poor, and I was in income restricted housing. We were on food stamps. It wasn't a great time. Uh, Moving place to place all the time, like most of the time, not even staying in a single place for longer than 6 months, right? It was not an ideal situation to be in, for sure. And as a result of, those trying times, I became very frugal. And it took me a long time to kind of at least push those frugal ways to the side and learn that, yes, I can spend some money to have some fun. But it took me a long time to get there. For the longest time, I was like just living off fucking top ramen and stuff because I was like, it's all I need, and I just will live to the lowest expense possible, and everything else I will just save because you never know if you're going to need it, right? And I wasn't playing all the new games and stuff like that. Like, I was not really letting myself spend money on stuff. And yeah, I do distinctly remember that conversation a friend had with me where he's like, dude, you gotta stop fucking judging people on how they're spending their money, because I'd see, oh my God, this guy just spent, $1,000 on the new iPhone. Like, what a fucking idiot. I bet you his last iPhone worked just fine. And now I realize a great thing. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. It does not matter what people spend their money on. And if you are one of those people that's naive like me, and maybe you think, oh, well, it does matter, because if those people are spending money on, you know, $70 video, this was my, fight for a while, is, oh, I'm not going to buy any $70 games because that'll encourage them to release more $70 games. Well, I have bad news for you. This shit is going to happen whether you like it or not. Okay. And I'm not a doomer or anything like that. I'm not even a pessimistic person. I'm just a realist. It's all going to happen no matter what. If a bunch of people decide this Apex event, for example, is overpriced and they don't like the rollout of it, and they all decide not to get it, do you actually think that's going to matter? Do you actually think at all that all of the normies, all the 30-year-old dads that play Apex on the weekend that, played Final Fantasy VII back in the fucking 90s, and that aren't on YouTube, they aren't on Twitter, they aren't on Reddit, they aren't on 4chan or whatever, they're not seeing all the public outcry, all the internet outcry about the event. Do you think you not buying the event is going to stop those people? Because it's not. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not. And I also hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you are not some morally right zealot, for a cause or something like that, just because you're fighting one of these, menial fights. Because at the end of the day, you're probably typing all of these comments on a smartphone or on a computer. And I hate to, once again, be the bearer of bad news, but those devices only exist due to child labor, the blood, sweat, and tears of children in impoverished countries that we take advantage of in order to keep the prices down, the production prices down, and the profits high. So it's always a little funny to me now that I'm older, and I understand the world more. When these people are trying to be so self righteous, they're trying to say, oh my God, I'm fighting for the good fight. I don't want microtransactions in Apex or Diablo 4 or whatever. Oh my God, I'm not playing Diablo 4 and I'm showing Blizzard as they're typing on their child fucking uh, child labor, beaten children devices, right? All of us, if you are in an actual developed country, all of us profit from horrible, horrible things across the world. I hope you've never drank anything fucking Nestle. And guess what? They own a lot more than Nestle chocolate. Okay? Hope you've never done that because they actually will stop the production of fresh water supply for children in sub-Saharan Africa. I mean, they will actually stop starving, dehydrated children from getting clean water. There's all sorts of terrible things these companies do that, you know, are way worse. Like, let's be honest, it's way worse. Anything Nestle's doing, right? Or anything that we do for lithium, uh, all of that is way worse than, oh, yeah, EA's making a little bit of extra money because of some fucking, you know, some chess in Apex. It's just so funny to me. And once again, this is something that you kind of just have to grow up to realize. But I wanted to speak about it because there's just such an increase lately. And in like this pocket watching behavior of just like, oh my God, I can't believe you spent this money on this. Or I can't believe someone would spend money on this. And that's the thing, man. If you don't want to spend money on something, then don't. But unfortunately, at least speaking for myself when I was in this situation, but I imagine it applies to a lot of these people, where a lot of the hatred and the anger comes from is from people who are struggling economically. And they see these things and they go, man, I do really want this, but I cannot afford it. Right. And then you see other people with it and it makes you mad. And that's totally normal and it's totally human. But it makes you mad because you're like, fuck, man. Like, I wish I could have that, but I'm just not in the, economic position to be able to fork out a couple $100 to get a cool skin in a video game. And I have this anger about that. I have this anger about my situation and everything involved that now I'm going to lash out and I'm going to make that person seem like the bad guy, right? At least that's how I was, right? So I'm not saying everybody is like that, but I would be surprised if that didn't apply to a few people in that position because that's at 100% how I was when I was younger and when I would see people with cool shit and I'm wearing Walmart brand clothes and stuff and just like the shittiest shoes that would just fall apart from Payless Shoe Source. And then I'd see, somebody that just went to the van store and they got like an $80 pair of Vans. That was a lot back then. Now I'm sure they're like $160 or something. But like you see someone with a $80 pair of Vans, you're like, oh my God, dude, those are so cool. But then then I'd get mad. I'd be like, God damn it. Like, fuck that guy. Right? I'd lash out at them. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of a rant about this whole pocket watching behavior because I just think it's silly, and it's 100% something I've engaged with in the past, which is why I feel it's meaningful for me to talk about it because it is something where I really did have a problem doing it. And now, I just realize everybody, if you make money, right? If you work and you have money and you have some money extra to put towards, some fun, everybody has their vice. For some people, it's alcohol. For some people, it's weed. For some people, it's food. For some people, it's games. For some people, it's golfing or some type of sport, rock climbing, who knows, right? Some people, it's going to the gym, right? All of these things. And sure, you could micromanage and break it down to, oh, well, the benefits of spending money on going, fucking sledding or something is better than the benefits of spending money on a video game or whatever. Sure. But none of us are any better than other people because of how we decide to make the money that we earn. That's the beauty of capitalism. It's your money. Spend it how you want. If you don't want to spend money on video games, that's cool. For me, I can't even fathom spending money on weed, for example. I can't even fathom spending money to go out to a bar and hang out with friends or something like that, right? To spend $15 on a single drink when I could spend $20 and make 10 of those drinks at home, right? Like for me, I could not even fathom doing that. But I know so many people that love going to bars. They love clubbing. They love going out. They love the experience. They love the vibe. They love the energy, right? And it's just different strokes for different folks. Okay. It's your money. Spend it how you want. Stop judging people because let's be real, you're no better than them. You're not. If you have a smartphone, you're a piece of shit. Okay? Like, I hate to tell you, dude. I really hate to be this naysayer. This person that's pulling the fucking the wool out from over your eyes, but it's true. If you have a smartphone, you're a piece of shit. If you have a computer, you're a piece of shit. If you buy anything from most major corporations, Nestle's just the one I know the most of off the top of my head, but I guarantee there's been some absolutely terrible things done by a bunch of other major corporations. Then you're a piece of shit. That's just the truth, man. We're all pieces of shit. We're all putting money towards things that have absolutely horrendous secrets behind them. And just because somebody is spending money on a video game you don't like, or money on a video game or a corporation you don't like, it doesn't mean anything. And no, this does not make me a hypocrite for, being upset that there's no GTA 6 PC release or anything like that, because that is entirely different. I can be upset about it, but I'm not getting mad at anybody for buying GTA 6. I'm not going to be getting mad at people, at the bajillions of people buying GTA 6 for PS5 when that comes out. I'm not going to be, oh, how dare you spend your money like that? I'm not going to be doing that. I can be upset that there's no PC release, right? And that's completely different than just judging other people on how they're spending their money. Okay. I think we all understand. We're all on the same page. Anyway, that's my little rant on it. That's my little thing. I got a cool Buster Sword. It works on every character. And it's probably all I'll use for the rest of Apex Legends lifespan because it's really cool and I like it a lot. And that's about it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Have a fantastic rest of your day. See all of you in the next one. Bye bye.